What's up everybody? Today we're going to be doing an oil change on the F150. So let's get to it. So put the truck on the ramps. Gotta chock the rear wheels. There we go. Safety first, everybody. Alright, so we're underneath the truck now. And what we gotta do down here is remove this panel right here, because this is going to be for the oil filter, and then this guy back here is going to have a little push tab, as you can see, kind of like twist out. You push it, twist, and it comes down. And this one on this side is actually missing, and they just had it up on top like that. Otherwise, you push that back. You got a couple tabs back here, or a bolt there, and one back there. So just gotta take that off as well, like so. And that bolt back there shouldn't be a big issue. So take this guy off. As you can see, I did with basically one hand. That bolt I'm gonna have to do later on, but I'm going to take that bolt off. I think it's supposed to be like the clip that you saw here and here, and it broke or rusted, I don't know. But let me go take that bolt off. I'll probably end up just loosening it to push this out of the way, because otherwise the drain plug is right here. So I got the drain plug here, the oil filter right here. So let me go take care of that bolt. Alright, so I just drained the oil from the drain plug right here, and make sure you watch it because it does shoot out pretty far, and not only does it go out far, but it will hit the sway bar and cause a lot of splatter. So I would suggest holding the plug there, like once it starts pouring out, hold it or leave it in if it's possible, so it flows slowly but it'll flow cleanly, if that makes sense. So I'm just still going to wipe all this up a little bit, clean it up. But over here we got the oil filter. So you can see here, this is where it's going to drain out of, and that's why you remove this guy here. But you can probably see the filter right here. Hopefully you can see it. But otherwise, where my finger is, that's where the oil filter is. So you're able to get your hand up in there and twist it loose. So let me do that and make sure I catch all the oil so it doesn't land on the ground, and I will be right back. Alright, so I'm doing my oil change here, right? 2013 F150. Shouldn't be that bad. I know the oil filter is on the front of the engine, like towards the front, but it's in such an awkward spot that it's hard to reach with your hand to get enough leverage with your arm to loosen it. So I'm like, okay, I'll grab one of my oil filter wrenches, the socket thing. The oil filter that they used was slightly smaller than the socket that I had, so it wasn't working. I'm like, okay, fine. I don't want to do this, but I have to use channel locks. But trying to reach from underneath with the channel locks wasn't fully working. So I had to climb from the top of the engine bay, fit both my hands down there to be able to grip it with the channel locks and twist it. This oil change has taken me twice as long so far than my Ranger did. With the Ranger, it was go underneath it, the filter was right there, take it off by hand, drain the oil, the plug was right next to it, done, put everything back on, fill it with new oil. With this one, there's so much more stuff that you gotta take off in preparation to actually get the job done. It's ridiculous. And then there's so much more stuff in the way, it's even worse. As you can see, that's the oil filter right here. And you would think the oil is supposed to come out of here, but actually there's a little drain over here that it comes out of too. So not only when you take your filter off, you got oil coming from here, and here, and you gotta make sure your oil pan is long enough. You gotta be able to get your hand up in there to take the filter out. And I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, the filter is kind of bent up because, well, I did it. So let me try and clean some of this stuff off in here, and I'm gonna put the new filter on, put the new oil in, and I'm gonna call it done. Good day, I'm 6'3", otherwise I'm about 6'2". Here's a problem with trucks. They sit tall. Here's a problem with Fords. They sit taller than, I know, Chevys. I don't know about Dodges. My dad's Silverado 1500, same setup. 4-wheel drive, extended cab, 6.5 foot bed, Z71. Sits 3 inches lower than this truck does. I probably could have done the oil change on the ground without putting it on the ramps, but I wanted to put it on the ramps. I did the same thing with my Ranger. I could fit underneath it, but I wanted it up higher so I actually have room to move. But if this truck was lifted any higher, I would need a step stool to get up into it. Actually, I probably already need a step stool to get up into this engine to pour the oil into it. So let's pour the oil in. That's the first 5 quarts. Now we just need to add the 6th. And I am going with Motorcraft. I got it at my local parts store. 5W30 synthetic blend is what you want to. Well, 5W30 is what you want to use. I'm just going synthetic because, well, I like my engines to last. And we're not done yet. Alright, so we just finished the oil change, put the new oil in, close up the hood. Now, there is one last thing you gotta do with the F-150s. Now, what you're gonna wanna do is, with your steering wheel control here, and on the front's display, you're gonna go down to Settings, Vehicle, Oil Life Reset. Anyways, so reset complete, oil life set to 100%. Now if you go down to information, go to system check, oil life is 100%. Oil change is done. I'll see you guys laters.